Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Nexus Tarot. My name is Nicole, and I'm so happy to see you all here. If you've clicked on this particular reading, and then you're very likely coming to a fork in your path. Basically, you're not sure which way you should go. You've got like option one, and you've got option two. With this reading, we're kind of look into the pros and cons of each choice and the potential outcomes of each one. This is a timeless reading, so that means if you've clicked on this video, no matter when you've done so, the messages in this video can still apply. You'll be choosing from these three decks. You can pick more than one if you are feeling called to listen to the messages from more than one of them, or all three of them, because these are generalized readings, so you can take with you whatever feels right, whatever resonates, and if something just doesn't feel right or doesn't apply to you, then just ignore it. I've also got some geometric crystals to help you decide with the decks. I've got red jasper. Red jasper for pile number one. I've got a lapis lazuli little orb here. And then I've also got this clear, maybe a little cloudy clear quartz crystal. Geez, that was kind of a tongue twister. But for pile number three, feel free as always to use the timestamps provided to jump around to any part of the video. I'm going to leave you guys for a minute or so to meditate on these decks, and then I will see each of you in your reading. Hello, pile number one. This is going to be your reading to try to help you make some educated decisions on your choices that you've got in front of you. You were the ones that chose the red jasper. I don't know, I'll leave that up there. It's the way that I'm gonna do the spread. There's not gonna be a whole lot of stuff going on up there. What are some of the pros and cons we got going on here? Choose. Just making sure everything is in the shot and it looks even. Right, cool. Well, everything's in the shot. So we have right here the Nine of Pentacles as the root of your issue. I think you've gotten to a point where you have built up a very comfortable life for yourself, but you're feeling a little dissatisfied at this point. Like the thing that's really sticking out to me right now is her face doesn't look super pleased. She's got very luxurious clothes. She's got this great big orchard vineyard that she's going on here. So she's feeling pretty monetarily satisfied with her life. You know, she's worked hard up until this point. She's built up a routine. She's doing good for herself, but I feel like I feel like she's a little bit lonely. She honestly feels lonely. Like, I feel like some of you are feeling a bit lonely going into this. And all right. So in one path that we got going on here, the pros of one path that you've got going for you is you've definitely got an option of basically continuing to nurture your career, nurture everything, and you are going to be super wealthy. You are going to be this king of pentacles. You are going to be someone who is very, basically has like a legacy that he's going to leave behind. He's going to be able to make choices monetarily that, you know, he can invest in whatever he wants. He can spend whatever he wants smartly, you know, and it's always going to, you know, he's always going to get more money. He's going to live, you're going to live a very wealthy life. That's the pros of this. The cons of this is we've got the reverse Eight of Pentacles here. And I feel like whenever the Eight of Pentacles is upright, it's basically a lot about hard work and repetition. You know, he's you know, it's leading up to the Nine of Pentacles where you're still putting in a lot of effort into your career, and but you're doing it sort of you're doing a lot of repeated tasks, but it's kind of upright here. And I think the cons of this is you're going to continue to kind of nurture that very dissatisfied feeling. You're going to end up feeling like there's more to life. You're going to end up feeling like maybe even a little bit thrifty with your spending. You'll end up probably being like, you'll have like so much wealth that you're going to end up being too thrifty with it. And basically the outcome of all of this is we've got the reverse Four of Wands here. And I think this is like, yes, you're going to be wealthy, but you're going to end up continuing to be kind of like nurture that dissatisfied feeling. You're not like Four of Wands. It's about home and celebration and feeling like you've accomplished something. And it's a very warm and nurturing kind of card whenever I pull it up, right? But you got it reversed here. And it's like, basically the outcome of this choice is like, I think you're at a fork where one path is like you continue doing whatever it is that you're doing now, but you're going to end up feeling very emotionally and spiritually dissatisfied. Like, I think you're going to end up feeling like a very lonely person going down this one path that you're on. But on the other hand, we've got the Three of Wands here as a pro in the other direction. You know, he's looking to the future. He's planning. He's looking for something new. He's looking, I think you're looking for something new, to be honest with you. Ultimately, this is a pretty obvious reading here. You can either continue doing what you're doing, you're going to be wealthy, but you're going to feel lonely, or you kind of just, you know, abandon it. You abandon the job that you're currently working on and you've worked on really hard all your life, and I think you try something new. Maybe even go on a bit of a travel, go to travel in some way, you know, look for something new. And I think that's definitely gonna probably even also open up possibilities. I think you're looking for something new to be satisfied with. The downside of that is we have the Three of Pentacles reversed. Three of Pentacles, whenever it's upright, it's very much about doing collaboration. And unfortunately, since it's like pulled up reverse, well, not really unfortunately, it's just the downside of this is you're definitely gonna probably not have as much support as you've got going on with here. Like, you're probably gonna end up definitely spending a lot of the money that you've made to invest into something new. And it's probably going to be a solo journey. This is probably going to be at first a very solo journey. There's probably going to not be a whole lot of people that are going to support this decision. And they're going to probably honestly think like, why are you doing this? You've got a very comfortable life going for you, but you're unhappy and you just want to throw it all away. I think honestly, the people are just like, why are you wanting to throw all of your hard work away? And the possible outcome of this is we've got the Five of Wands here. Five of Wands honestly has been showing up in a lot of readings for a lot of people. Not every reading, but it's been showing up a lot. And I think honestly that is like currently as of the filming of this video, we are going to be we're in Pluto retrograde, and it's definitely a time of transformation and rebirth. And for this particular card, whenever this one shows up upright, Five of Wands, it's about competitiveness and, you know, like in conflict. But to be honest, whenever I see the people on here, I can't help but see how happy and fun that they're having. Like, yeah, like there's one of them are struggling, and one of them right here, we can't see two of their faces, but like mostly they seem to be just having a good time. They're wrestling. They're I feel like this conflict that you were going for, like, yes, at first it's going to be a solo journey, but I think you're going to end up meeting a lot of people along the way that are going to push you to better yourself. You're going to find people that are going to push your buttons in just the right amount of ways, for good or for bad, that is going to push you to be a better you. It's going to end up making you shoot for the moon, you know, shoot for the future, shoot for something hopefully better. You know, I think that's honestly the root of the issue right here, is you go for the comfortable, stable life, or you go for something new that's something uncertain. It's pretty obvious. It's a pretty typical reading right here. Let's see if we can't get some of the oracle cards to give us some context on what sort of maybe emotional or guidance that we can get for these. We've got the rabbit spirit. Now is a lucky time. Let's see. I mean, yeah, I think that's kind of the thing, is like if you continue down this path, it's going to feel very lucky. That's pretty obvious, I think. Turkey spirit. Give with gratitude and grace. Honestly, I feel like what the turkey spirit is saying about this path right here is you're going to feel very grateful, and, you know, and it's almost going to, I feel like you're going to feel like a better person with this one. Like, yeah, you might not be nearly as successful as this one. You know, you're basically, you lucked out into a good life. This one, you almost lucked into, like, and it'll just continue to just be luckier. It's going to be a lucky life, but you're going to feel sort of dissatisfied with it. This one, honestly, I would not be surprised if this one gives you a lot of struggle along the way. You're going to be grateful for it. What do you need to release? Waning moon. Make sure that's still in the shot. There we go. Honestly, if you go down this path, you're going to need to figure out what it is specifically that is making you so dissatisfied with it, that you need to get rid of and release. Something that's going to make this, instead of be a reversed Four of Wands, be more of an upright Four of Wands. What is it that you need to release with that? You and your loved ones are safe, new moon in Cancer. So I think if you do go down this path, it's good to know that your loved ones are going to, you and yourself are going to be safe. Like, this might be an uncertain future, but at the end of the day, you and your family are going to be safe, and I think you're going to be grateful. Let me, why is this here? I'm gonna go find my dark mirror deck. 1 second. I wasn't originally gonna use this deck for this reading, but maybe we can get some further insight on what is really the problem here. What is the problem here? Ooh, I'm feeling this one. Masquerade. It feels like a mask. That's interesting. It doesn't feel real to you. It doesn't feel real. It feels like a mask. Doesn't... That's sad. Anything else? And I kind of keep going until I... Ooh. Her chance to dream. Was this not your original dream? Were you dreaming of something else? Was this literally something you lucked into, but it just didn't feel emotional? I feel like this, honestly, that's what it is. Honestly, yeah, this may be something you lucked into and you worked hard for, but it was not something you ever dreamed of. And it would not surprise me if this path is like you trying to reconnect with your original dream. Honestly, I think that's the root of the issue. Yes, it's successful, but it's not what you ever wanted for yourself. Honestly, if at the end of the day, we can only ever do the things that make us happy. It's like, what do you want to leave behind? Do you want to leave behind a legacy for your family and your friends and your loved ones, so that way they can be financially stable and safe? Or do you want to, at the end of the day, live a life where you have no regrets? I think that's something you've probably, group number one, you're all going to probably need to definitely think about further. Is probably take some time, go on a walk, and just think about what sort of life do you want to have? Do you want to live one where that's safe and stable? Or do you want to live without regret, but it's very much more chaotic? That's ultimately probably the same decision a lot of us make every day of our lives. But we have to do whatever is emotionally and mentally good for ourselves. Because at the end of the day, we all leave this world for a new one, for a new life. They always say that death is just the next journey. Do you want to leave? And we all have to choose how we want to leave it. But I think honestly, if it were me, I'd say go for this one. Because at the end of the day, you and your loved ones are going to be okay. And I think you're going to end up living a life where you can just be grateful. And you're going to be, people are going to look at you and just be like, yeah, that's the dude. That's my dude. Well, pile number one, I hope you liked this reading. And if you did, consider giving me a thumbs up or consider subscribing, and I'll see you all in my next reading. Bye-bye. Hello, pile number two. This is going to be your reading. You are basically at a point where you have two options in front of you, and you're not sure what path you should go. You chose the lapis lazuli. I'm gonna move that up there. If it'll... There, okay. It stayed put. Alright. What are some of the options that group number two are dealing with? I am feeling that one. Just Just trying to make sure everything's in the shot. Okay. So we have the root of the issue here is the reverse Four of Wands. So basically, you've got a problem at home. Things are not so happy right now. Things are not so celebratory. Things are not joyous. This could be a lot of things. This could definitely be just like your work relationship, your spirituality. Something's not right here, and it's affecting things how they are spiritually at home, and everything is just feeling unbalanced and not very good. So we've got, on one hand here, we've got the two of Swords reversed, as it came up in your pro spot, to be honest with you. That's interesting. So normally Two of Swords, when it's upright, it's basically about having like a choice in front of you, and honestly, oh, wait a minute. Got the Six of Cups, and we've got the Ten of Wands here. Oh, I see. I see. So basically, one path is just doing nothing. Doing nothing is like, that's a pro, basically. Like if you literally just don't do anything, you don't make any changes at all, things are like, you literally just, you keep going from day to day, the change is going to happen for you regardless. Like you literally just don't make any decisions. You kind of just put your fingers in your ears. You just kind of go about your daily day-to-day life, and the change is going to happen regardless. And it's a pro because it's not something, it's definitely not expected. It's, I think honestly, you might honestly, oh, it just came to me. You have three options right here. There's a third option that is not being shown right here. This is the unexpected option. Like you literally thought you had two options. You really have three, and one of them is literally to just do nothing. The problem with that is it might affect some of your relationships that you've had with people that you've had since childhood. You know, this could be, honestly, this feels like just friends. Like, I think you've got something that's going on with your relationships, and literally one option is you don't get involved. That word just kind of came to me. Honestly, it would not surprise me if you have like two friends here that you have to decide to side with. That's actually, honestly, I think that's actually it. You have two people that you are stuck in the middle with, and they're expecting you to make a choice. They're expecting you to make a choice, but one option that none of you, I think, really had a thought about was like, you could literally just not do anything. You could literally not side with either one. But it's going to, if you do that, it might affect your relationships long term with them. But at the same time, the outcome of that is you're gonna feel unburdened. They've been badgering you to make a choice between the two of them, and it's been causing you a lot of mental grief. That it's been building up, and it's been stressing you out because you literally have no idea who to choose. You have the ten of Wands reversed as the potential outcome, which is basically an unburden. You're being unburdened. Like if you literally just don't do anything, like just be like, guys, I know you want me to be involved, but I don't want to. I care about the both of you too much. You two need to solve this between the two of you. I'm not going to get involved. Like if you guys can't make up, I'll just have to spend my time between the two of you equally, but I'm not getting involved anymore. You were literally just don't want to, like, basically one option is just be like, no, I'm not being involved in this. And it'll literally, you're just not going to burden yourself with it. You're not going to burden yourself with it. Now, we've got the Page of Pentacles here and the other option. And there's a pro. Is another choice. That's interesting. Because basically the Page of Pentacles, when it's upright, it's about like basically starting a new project. He's dedicated, he's diligent, he's hardworking, you know, and he's got a lot of good ideas to start off with that's going to make him some money. But honestly, it would not surprise me if the choice that one of the options that your friends are giving you is to basically give them money to support whatever choice that they're doing. Whatever they're asking you to do, they're asking you just to give them some money. That goes along with not doing anything. They want you to give up some money for them, or you could just not give up money for them. And that's the pro, is you would get to keep your money. You would get to keep the money to yourself. We've got the King of Wands here. And then we've got reverse 5 of Cups. Honestly, this is complicated, y'all. This is complicated. This feels... your friends are trying to make you make black and white choices, but this does not feel like a black and white choice. This feels like a tangled web. Like they're presenting like everything to you as if like make choice A or choice B. But this energy feels like it's twisting. This feels twisting and turning. Because at one point, we've got the King of Wands here, who's supposed to be like this great and fair ruler. You know, someone who is strong and makes good choices and is fiery energy, who is very passionate. But it's came up as the con. They want you to be in charge. They want you to be in charge. They want you to take the choices away, take the choice away from them. They want you to choose. But at the heart of hearts, you really don't want to choose. Because if you choose, you are basically going to be in charge of everything, and you don't want to be in charge of everything. If you give them money and basically back their ideas, it means that you're in charge, really. They're basically wanting you to get involved and be in charge. And you don't want to be. And the outcome of that is, you know, the 5 of Cups reversed. You're basically, instead of walking away and feeling like looking down at your cups, they're falling over cups and feeling sad about it, like you're gonna basically be like that to the extreme. This card to me really is emphasizing that it's just going to make you feel extremely miserable. You're not going to like that. This right here means you getting involved for sure, and you are just going to end up feeling like almost a dictator. You know, you're going to be in charge of something that you really don't want to be, and it's going to make you just absolutely miserable. But we've got the choice right here of like you literally just not doing anything, you know, just not getting involved, but it could potentially affect your friendships with them, but you will be unburdened. That's tough, man. That's tough. Because I think ultimately the reason why you haven't done this option right here is because you really value your friendships with them. You don't want them to go. But honestly, this feels toxic a little bit. This really, like, if they're making you trying to make a choice that you literally are not comfortable with, that just doesn't feel good. That does not feel good whatsoever. Fox spirit, think on your feet. Honestly, if you don't want to risk your friendships with them, you're gonna have to think really hard about how you're going to tell them that you're just not going to be involved. It's all, you could probably prepare for it as much as you possibly can, but ultimately they're probably going to come up with arguments that you're going to end up having to think on your feet about. Brown bear spirit, take time out. I mean, if you do go down this route where you become in charge, you're going to have to take some time away from them. Ultimately, it wouldn't surprise me if they bring you, like, if you go down this route, you end up having to take a lot of personal time with yourself, just because they're probably going to make you angry. That if they're going to end up making you feel angry and unhappy about going down this path, that you're going to end up having a lot of time, like, take breaks. You're going to need to take breaks from them. You're just gonna be like, all right, guys, like, you made me be in charge of something I didn't want to be in charge of. You made me be involved in something I didn't want to be involved in. You're gonna have to give me some space right now. What do you need to release? Waning moon. It's part of being unburdened. Oh, I feel this one actually already. Nothing will come of this situation, void of course moon. You could take this a lot of ways. Like, nothing good will come of this situation, like filling in the good, or, you know, nothing will come of this situation. You really don't have to worry too much about this. You know, you might be depressed about it for a little while, but, you know, all in all, it'll end up working out fine in the end. But honestly, I feel it's the first one for a lot of you, that nothing good can come out of this. I think honestly, this is just continuing down a chaotic relationship, chaotic feelings, something that you really don't want to be a part of, something you really don't want. You just want things to go back to the way they were, where everything was happy and celebratory. You guys were having the time of your lives, and then all of a sudden they just kind of sprung this on you. That's rough, man. That's rough. That's the thing. You're gonna have to probably, if you go down this route, you're gonna have to be crafty. You're gonna have to think like a fox. You're gonna have to think on your feet a lot. You're gonna have to just think about what it is that is most important. Oof. All right, group number 2. Hopefully you liked this reading. If you did, consider subscribing and giving me a thumbs up. And I hope to see you again in my next reading. Bye-bye. Hello, pile number 3. This is your reading about, you've got like a choice in front of you and you've got 2 options and you're just not sure which way you should go. You chose the clear cloudy quartz star stone. I'm gonna put that right up there. All right, what's in Group number three's wheelhouse. What sort of issues are they going with right now? Sure, everything's in shot. So we got a little bit of shininess, but that's just the nature of these cards. Anyway, so we've got at the root of the issue here, we've got the Four of Cups. Whether you realize it or not, you're feeling very depressed, and you don't really realize what you've got. You've got basically the Four of Cups is like, when you're seeing the picture, it's like this person is showing off that they've got one cup and it's bright and it's beautiful, but they're feeling very dissatisfied with it. At the same time, they're not realizing that they got these 3 other extra cups, that are just kind of like being like, hey, hello, we're here too. Now, you probably do realize this. This could probably just, honestly, you're depressed and you're just not sure how to get out of it. Let's see here what we've got. We've got the reverse Queen of Swords as your pro. We've got the reversed Empress as a con, and we've got the Devil as the outcome for one path going on here. We've got the Five of Swords. Basically conflict without like really a reason, And we've got reverse Temperance. And then we've got reverse Wheel of Fortune. Ooh. Yeah, I can kind of see why you might be feeling a little depressed about this choice right here, because it feels like you've got 2 choices right here where you're like, man, damned if I do, damned if I don't. So, with one option, we have the reverse Queen of Swords. Came up as a pro, but so the Queen of Swords is very much about a cold, calculated sort of energy. She's very logical, she's very smart, and it kind of came up reversed for you. So I think, honestly, this sort of feels like the energy of like you're just kind of like letting other people make the choices for you. Like you go down one path, and honestly, it'll be like giving up your autonomy, giving up your freedom, like giving up your independence almost. And maybe doesn't sound like a pro for a lot of people, but for some people, like when they have literally been down in the dumps and they're not sure what to do, honestly, having people make choices for them is kind of a pro. Like, help me get out of this situation. So I think, honestly, someone's going to come to you and they're going to offer you a choice. And it might, to some people, be like you giving up your independence, but I think you're kind of craving that a little bit on the downside of that is, again, people are going to see you as someone who is codependent. The Empress upright is very much someone who is confident, who is nurturing and everything, but like people, I think the definitely the con of this is, as you give up your choices and you let people decide for you, just like, please someone make the choice for me, please someone just take my problems away from me, you're going to basically end up being very reliant on this person, and it's going to probably definitely lead you down a path of, like, for good or for evil, it's going to lead you down a path where you're going to probably just be able to explore the the things that you want to explore, whether that's like good with like substance abuse, like you're gonna have to be careful about that if, you know, being offered that, or just you're gonna be able to just like explore like the darker parts of yourself. And that's a good thing. You're gonna end up probably doing a lot of shadow work, exploring some of the guilty pleasures in life that you probably haven't been had a chance to explore. And you're definitely going to be able to explore a lot of the pleasures in life that you've missed out on. There's a very seductive sort of energy going on with this one. So if you go down this path, like, yes, like you can give up some of your, like someone else make the choices for you, and, you know, be able to explore some of like your more wilder side and explore and enjoy life more. But you're gonna want to be careful to not let that take you down too far. Or you could fight. You could literally just fight. You have a choice where it's going to be like you literally just fight for yourself. You fight for yourself, you fight for your desires, you fight for the things that you believe in. And at a lot of times it's going to be like, was this worth it? Was this worth all of this conflict when I had this other option of just letting someone else do it for me? And it's going to make you feel very imbalanced. We got the Temperance reversed. Like, this is very much an energy right here where it's like you give up your autonomy, or you take your autonomy. Give up control, take control. But at the same time, it's going to feel like as you're taking control, you just like are feeling very much like tying into like things just feel up in arms. As if you fight for what you believe in, things are just going to feel out of whack for a while. And we've got the wheel here reversed. At the end of the day, life is cyclical. If you fight for what you believe in and fight for everything, it's going to feel very repetitive. It's going to feel never ending. This is literally like a rock between a rock and a hard place. Because you've got the path of where you give up your autonomy, give up your independence, and lead a life of more pleasure, you know, to the point where maybe it's a little too much pleasure, you know, the devil card, you know, a little too much, you know. It's all fun and games at first, or you literally feel like you fight and you fight and you fight over and over and over again for what you believe in. This is sad. Let's see here. Let's see if we can't get some positive messages about this. Let's see what else are the outcomes of this. Starfish spirit, open to infinite possibility. Infinity sign. So yeah, you've got some infinite possibility going on here. Definitely some infinite possibility. I can definitely see why this side is seductive. Sometimes life stings. Awesome spirit. Thanks? Ah, god damn. See, now I'm feeling like, man, maybe this doesn't look so bad. This is looking more like, this is definitely looking more like optimistic. I'm sorry to laugh. Sometimes tarot and oracle cards, they can literally just like give us the news that we were not expecting. Or, Jesus, they can definitely be blunt. A win-win outcome is forecast. Full moon in Libra. Well then. Well then. Well then. Emotions are running high. Supermoon. Alright, that's it. Go this way. I'm done. I'm done. That is like Really? You just do this. I know that's sort of like really probably some people are in your life are going to be like, "No, don't do that. That's so bad." Like, why would you give up your autonomy? I think if you can keep an eye on the warning signs, you know, like just like maybe let them have control at first. Take away let them make the decisions for you, but just make sure you are always keeping an eye on whatever it is your passions are. And just be careful of any sort of like taking things way too far. Because this definitely right here is definitely feeling like the worst situation. I think you're definitely going to enjoy life more going this way. Because it's definitely open up to infinite possibility and it's a win-win outcome. But really, I think you still need to you're probably going to need some therapy or something about this. I think don't let this situation be forever. Don't let this be a permanent situation. Always make sure you have an escape plan if you need an escape plan. Make sure you are keeping in contact with people that, care about you. Don't lose out on any relationships that, in your life. Make sure you are nurturing those relationships so that you always have a backup plan and an escape plan if you go down this route. You can go down this route, but it's going to be rough. It's going to be rough. Your emotions are going to be high all the time. It's going to be basically like life just keeps stinging you. It's repetitive. This could still be a possibility, but I can definitely see why this path is seductive. It's ultimately your choice. I know what choice I would make, but what I would make is not necessarily what you should make either. Well, group number 3, I hope you liked this reading. It was certainly a fun one, especially once this one came up. But if you liked this video, consider subscribing or giving me a like, and I hope to see you all again in my next video. Bye-bye. All right, and before you go, please remember that tarot readings are for entertainment purposes only, as we all have free will. The outcomes depicted in these readings may not be set in stone. You are the creator of your own destiny. Please let me know if there is a particular type of reading you'd like for me to do, and put them down below in the comments. And I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you all again very, very soon. Bye-bye.